my vibrations. It's V to the I to the B to the mother of 5E. And my little Yorkie, Luna Bean, she makes number 5. Okay? All right. So, I know I haven't done regular vlogs. You guys are getting my speaking journey. Regular vlogs are coming. Bear with me. I am doing a lot of changing. This is the season of awareness, so that is where we're at. We are being aware, self-aware, environment aware, just being aware. I wanted to come in and give you guys a little backstory before I just give you this presentation and the feedback. Now, in April 19th through the 21st, I attended Global Speakers University 3-day speaker boot camp, and it was presented by Dr. Cheryl Wood. She is my speaker development coach. I am part of the Global Speakers University, and I am one of the members. It's been an awesome journey, just learning about communication, learning about leadership, just learning about everything you could think about. I have learned about it and learned my worth, and that I even have a little bit of knowledge to offer also, okay? Because mental resilience has been my zhuzh for decades. Like 2008, I really pushed myself into being mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and now I've added socially, just being that, all of those aspects, just growing, personally growing in each one of those. And I want to say it was like 2012 or maybe one of those years, I went to Sensi convention, and I actually just loved hearing how they were presenting, and the speakers, and Orville and Heidi, they the president and CEO of Sensi, their speakers also. Well, they were up there speaking, sharing stories and everything. And I was like, oh man, I would really love to do that. And one year we got the opportunity to do that. Orville was coming up with a presentation, and he wanted some of the Sensi consultants to go in, and you could either talk about, it was the 4 chords. Do not remember what each of the 4 chords were, but my chord that I was like, oh, I'm right there for that one. I believe it was for something about growing yourself, for personal improvement, personal growth, because that is who I got. Orville had said, your personal growth, your business growth follows your personal growth. So that is where I got that notion from, of if your personal is not good, your business is not good. And it is true. So he wanted some people some consultants that knew that and that were doing the personal growth and everything, to make a video. Be a presenter. That's what it was, to be a presenter on stage, to actually do speaking. And I was not ready back then to actually be a speaker, but my story compelled them. Well, they loved it so much. Lori, the videographer that came to my house, she loved my story so much, and the inspiration that I had in it, that she just came to the house and they did a 2-day. They taped us for 2 days and they put a video together. You can actually find that on my YouTube page also. Oh my gosh, I did not mean to be talking this long, but I wanted to give backstory. That was the purpose of this, was backstory. So if you got to this point, I thank you so very much. And you can just do the talking emoji, the person that's doing the talking, if you want, down there. But I do appreciate it. But that was, Lord, they came to the house and they did the video. You can find that on I'll actually put that in my community. I'll post it so you can go back and watch it. So that was like my first dose of sharing my story and putting together my AIR method. I went back and watched it, and I've actually been putting it together. I actually had the first part of it, but now I'm fitting in pieces as I'm being developed as a speaker and just all that comes with like speaker clarity, message mastery, how to command, captivate, and compel from the stage. Like, Dr. Sherwood is the business, and this Global Speakers University has been the business. Okay, let's get back to what I'm really actually here for. And I'll make sure and put that in the description that if y'all want to get started, you got to get in at 5:35. Okay, so I am here to just tell you the backstory about the videos that you're about to see. At the boot camp, we had to do a 3-minute presentation. The 3-minute presentation had to either be your intro to your talk, to your speech, or it had to be your story, 3 minutes of your story, or 3 minutes of your talking points. I chose 3 minutes of my story. And in the video, I went over my 3 minutes, and I'm showing you all the feedback that I got. The real raw wrap of the feedback. I'm showing it to you for you to see, and for me, because it's always good to go back and watch, because there's always growth and improvement in every area. So that is where we are, and I hope you enjoy. Thank you for watching it. Man, if you got this far, you are an MVP. Put that thumb sign up. Put that thumb sign up for me. Okay, go watch.
Now I ate fear.
In 2017, I noticed a decline in my energy. I would wake up soaking wet, and I was bruising easily. For me, that wasn't good because I'm a fitness professional, so it was a normal. So in August of 2020, I scheduled my 40-year mammogram. In September of 2020, the test results came out. It just showed that it was just a fat pocket. I knew that it couldn't be true because of how I was feeling. So I decided to embark on a 75-day journey of mental toughness because I was 193 pounds. When I did this journey, I was 193 pounds. It was 2 45-minute workouts a day, drink a gallon of water a day, no cheat meals, no alcohol, and follow a diet, plus read 10 pages of a personal development book a day. Woo! By day 26, the fat had started to remove itself from around the tumor. It was the size of a pea. I scheduled an appointment with my local clinic because I needed to be seen. I knew something was up. I couldn't be seen until the end of June. Now this is the middle of April. So month by month, this tumor, the fat is depleted and the tumor is growing. By the end of June, when I went to the appointment, the tumor was so big, it was probably the size of a golf ball. I could feel it when I put my arm down. They scheduled me for a sonogram and a mammogram. July 8th, I went for the sonogram and the mammogram with my sister. The doctor came back in the room and she looked at me and she said, I think it's malignant, but I need to schedule you for a biopsy. July 9th, I go in for the biopsy. July 15th, I'm in my house and I'm working out and I'm working out and I'm working out and I'm sweating and the phone rings and I pick up the phone and I see that it's my doctor. And he tells me, he says, Angela, we found it's malignant, it's invasive ductal carcinoma, and I need you to come in to see me. Can you come in today? And as he says this, I slide down the wall and I'm crying because I knew that the mental anguish that I was causing myself had caused a disease in my body. So, in August 3rd, the day of my 43rd birthday, I went ahead and I got myself a life coach. She gave me a self-healing a journal that actually helped me come to understand that I was holding a lot of resentment and a lot of disappointment in my body. On August 19th, I started my first round of chemo. 12 weeks I had, 1 year. 1 year. In week 2, that cancer was gone. I believe it was my mental, me discovering that I was holding in that resentment and that disappointment. And when I released it, when I finally called it out, the tumor was gone. I still had to go through the year of chemo, the rest of the chemo and the radiation, because I was on a trial for HER2 positive. But I still have both of my breasts because it was a decision I had to make. Do I know that I can mentally help myself with the mental resilience that I hold? Or do I just cut off my breasts like my mother did? I did not do that. And as you see today, I'm here, I'm healthy, and I'm thriving.
It's so hard to say everything in 3 minutes.
Okay, so a couple things. When Dr. Cheryl stands up, you have to wrap it. Okay. So that was 3 minutes and 53 seconds. I'm sorry. Okay, so both people so far this morning, almost 4 minutes. So when I stand up, you can stop. Okay? Because you've got to learn that now. You will never be invited to the stage again. Now, because I am where I am now, sometimes I can get away with it, but I still try my best to honor my time. But sometimes I have a little more leeway because I built credibility. Like Les Brown always said, some of the things I can do today I couldn't do when I first started. But when I first started, I was always on time because I want to get invited back. Okay. So, what did you love? The details. Details.
It was a good story, very good, the audience gets excellent. Stop here. I was engaged the entire time.
Yeah.
Couldn't get
When you
really picture, when you slid around the wall, and then also the emotion. It's relatable, very relatable.
The warmth, I felt like your presentation was like this big hug.
Very passionate.
When you said that you made the decision to keep both of your breasts, I wanted to get up and start running around. I don't know what else you could do with that, but I'm just telling you, that was a moment.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I saw her confidence grew while she was on stage.
Yes.
She started off one way, but as she got to the end, it was like, oh, okay, you're transforming like that.
Love it. And what did you do to make you better?
Work the stage. Yeah. Yes. Don't snap him up.
I wanted to know, when you first started telling your story, it just felt like details. I wanted to know, like, what did it feel like when you were told that?
I rehearse the feelings. He's saying the feelings.
I mean, I wanted to feel it with you. It's like you were telling me the story, but it was like, I want to know the back. What happened behind the scenes there?
And for me, later, I can't remember at what point it was that she was talking about that she was holding some things in. But I wasn't prepared for that based on the way you started the story. It was really, what I thought was, oh, I'm just trying to get in shape. I realize I'm heavy on my feet and I'm just getting in shape.
My whole thing is mental resilience, so that's
Okay, so
why.
remember, no feedback. You're just listening.
So I didn't know where that came from. I didn't know anything about that.
Okay.
I felt,
Looking and watching you, that there was somewhat sense, you would sense. And yes, you were emotional and everything, but I didn't get a glimpse of you feeling like you could breathe. You were, when you were telling your story. And then it kept the same kind of movements and not working the stage. I think that was all.
And there was one disconnect for me at the beginning. You said, you weren't feeling right, but that you were all about fitness, but then you said it was 190 something pounds. I don't know how that went hand in hand. Because when I said, well, I thought she just said she was about fitness, but then you said you were 190 something pounds. So you gotta take, I was about fitness, but then what changed to get you to that 199? That's what I didn't know there. Because I was like, well, I don't think 190 something pounds is fitness. You know what I mean? So I didn't know.
Quit talking about me.
I think Don also had a comment.
maybe some of the resistments and things like that, where we were holding.
Would have filled in the spot.
That's why,
Yeah.
And I would say to limit the rocking back and forth and show the signs of nervousness, but also as you're telling your story, use a little bit more pauses to get the audience time to really soak in your story, because a lot of females, people going to relate to your story, But you have to give them time to, wow. Like it was,
the victory, me and Maria were about to Yeah, so great job. This is your, what time on stage? Is this your third time?
I've done 2 virtuals,
Good.
and this is my 4th.
Good.
Well, is it 3rd or 4th?
Good. But I remember when you first came to the GSU summit that I did, and that was the first time speaking on stage. So I see improvement even from that. This was intense, chat. That was intense. And even then, you did amazing.
Sweating.
Right. So a couple things. So yes, your nervousness shows through in your rocking, and you know what else? The hitching. Yeah, because I was like, I paid attention to that. So I want you to give yourself permission to, like really stand in the power of what you're saying. And anytime you all are sharing something that's really emotional, I do encourage you to step up a little closer to the stage, the front of the stage, so that people can feel you. You're about to share something that's really, it's personal, it's traumatic, when you get that diagnosis, this is not, it's no longer just, you said it like it was a story that you were reading from somebody else's storybook. So I want you to show it and share it like it's your real story and that you have real emotions. And I can see you on the cusp of being a little emotional, but it's like but I will not, this is what I got, but I will not give myself permission to feel it. No, but I will not, that's what I felt. The head shaking, the rocking, it made me feel like you weren't comfortable releasing it to us.
Okay.
So make me feel comfortable to receive the pain of your story so that I can also celebrate you coming out of the pain of that story.
Okay.
The other thing is, I felt overwhelmed by the dates
Okay.
that you gave me. So it was like you started off and you were talking about, you felt a decline in energy in 2017, then you bounced over to 2020, and you came back September 2022, 2020, you got the results, and with the fat pocket, which I felt like you needed to explain what that was. And then it was so many numbers, my brain was like, dates, numbers. Let me give you all the ones I wrote down. So 2017, August 2020, September 2020, then it was a 75-day something that you went on, and you were 193 pounds, you had to do 2 45-minute workouts a day, you had to drink a gallon of water a day, you needed to read 10 pages of personal development a day, and then we come into April, and I mean, it just went from there, and I literally, then July 8th, I had the sono and the mammogram, then July 9th, I got the biopsy, then July 15th, I started working out and the phone rang, and then August 3rd was my 43rd birthday, then August 19th, I did my first round of chemo. That is too much.
Okay, so how do
I was so back, my head was about to explode back here.
I was trying to
Take out all, I don't even know every date of every single thing that happened. What I need to know is what was happening, what transpired, how did you find out, and then I need to know over here, how did you kind of give me some of how you moved through that process, how you took it in, how you received it, how you handled it, how it impacted you. Like, this is a great moment for you to really demonstrate how you felt when you got the call from the doctor saying, Ms. Williams, I'm sorry, but it is not benign, is that the word?
He said it was malignant. He
It's
just
malignant.
came out and said it's malignant.
It's malignant. And now you gotta tell me what does malignant mean.
Malignant means it's cancer.
Okay, stop shaking your head, because that's your habit. So I'll call you on it every time you do it. Okay, stand in it. How did you feel when he said that to you?
Relief, because I knew what it was. And I felt my biggest fear came away because my mom passed from cancer, breast cancer.
So then why was it relief?
Because I can't even explain how it was relief. I guess it because from 2017 to 2020, I knew.
No, you didn't know. I didn't know what was going on with my body. I had a feeling of what was going on, but I needed a definitive
Validation. That's what, not relief, validation.
I needed a definitive name to the thing. I needed to know that I wasn't crazy when I felt like my energy is not what it used to be, and my weight is not what I know my body. I know something's going on. I can't put a name to it. So when I got that diagnosis, as traumatic as it was to hear that it was malignant, it was also a release. And that's when you take a deep breath. because now we release with you. And the release came from the fact that I wasn't crazy. I wasn't just making this stuff that my body was experiencing something. I had a name to put to it. And because I knew what it was, now we can start tackling what's the solution to get this thing out of my body. See, that's power. I wasn't as empowered when I felt like something was going on, but nobody could find the answer, and nobody was giving me a name to it. But as soon as you tell me, okay, we've identified this is what it is, okay, now I'm empowered, because guess what? My next decision was, I'm going to beat this. I would not lay down, you guys, on this thing. And I started on my journey of healing, because I knew myself, and I knew internally that I had kind of manifested this. Like all the stress that I held on to, all the stuff I wouldn't surrender to, all the stuff I wouldn't release, all the people I kept saying yes to, but I would not say yes to me. All of that had just built up in my body, and now my worst fear, the thing that took my mama out of here, was my truth and my reality. What you gonna do now, Angela? How are you gonna tackle this challenge? Because you tackled other challenges in life. This was my conversation to myself. And I made a decision, even in that moment of getting the diagnosis that I had, whatever the diagnosis was, the official words, which, just for you all who don't know, that simply means I have breast cancer, or whatever, right, the cancer. But I made a decision, which is what hit the right, that I will keep my voice. And I'm gonna fight and do whatever I have to do. I'm gonna eat different, I'm gonna treat my body different, I'm gonna, and now, there's not a dry eye in the room. Because we all know what it's like to fight for something that we want, but you're fighting for your actual life, physically. So if you pull that in, I don't need all those dates, I don't even know the date of this and the date of that, and just tell me when was the thing happened, when did it start? Like I felt a decline in my body, my energy wasn't the same, I was gaining weight, I knew something was going on in my body, but I wasn't sure. And so one day, in August, September 2020, I'm on the treadmill at home, I'm doing my daily routine, and I had gone to the doctor for some testing, but I was, just going about my daily routine, waiting for the test results, and sure enough, the phone rings, I look at it, it's Dr. Fred. I said, hey, Dr. Fred, Miss Williams. Look, I'm sorry to tell you, we know exactly what it is. It's and it is malignant. I need you to come in as soon as possible. It was like somebody had knocked the wind off. I know I didn't just hear him say, it's malignant. All the stuff I've had to fight in my life. And now I gotta fight this guy, I gotta fight physically for my life to stay alive? Is this the plan? There's a whole lot of trash going on in my mind. But then I stepped out of that person, the victim Angela, and I stepped into the victor Angela. And I made the decision that I would fight for my life. I would fight for it like I fought for everything else in my life. And you can just pull us all into that. Great job. Thank you so much.